Okay, so the last video I talked a little bit about the general basis about EMF meters, a couple of them and what they're used for, but didn't actually go over the measurement. Not necessarily the most opportune room to do it. There's not a lot of size. This is Operations Central for CHAPS, but I thought maybe just a quick little video about sort of the quick go over. I think you'll find most times when people do take measurements with the EMF meter, I'm going to grab the K2 just for junk's sake because that's what everybody, as a standard, industry standard is using. Kind of walk in and do this, right? Or they don't actually take a base read, they just place it there and wait for something to happen, right? You see right now, as I'm talking, it's flashing. Some people wouldn't necessarily get the idea that it's next to a computer, so that's going to happen. Or whatever. EMF is fluid, you know, it goes around. For that kind of demonstrative sakes, I'm going to take what we would use for a base read, and we'll use our tri-field. Okay, so I'm going to come into the room. I'm going to take a center base, right? Stay still a little bit, right? Right now it's a 2 milligauss center base. Raise it up, goes to 1.5. I'm going to bring that back down. Okay, so 2. And if I go down, that's going up to 2.6. This is kind of giving me the idea that obviously wires through the floor, possibly, you know, trunked electrical lines. I'm going to go around the room to the 4 corners. I might take a look at, you know, electrical outlets right there. See, that's a 3.4. I'm in about a 50-year-old complex, so it could be the wiring. I might place this up for other sources like the light. Okay, kind of go to the walls, have a quick look-see around the room, diagnose certain things that might be as cause. As a rule, if you're doing a certain kind of investigation, you want all the power off in the house, period, right? But for this demonstrative purpose, the power is on. This is the way it is, honestly, with most residential investigations. I'll put it up to the fan, which is actually running right now. All right, we're running, you know, 10 milligauss. So that's telling me now. All right, so that's the source, right? If it's turned off, it's not, but some people leave things running all the time. If I bring it over to the computer right here, okay, it's actually kind of pulsing. It'll go base. It'll go high to like 7 and then base. This is kind of what's happening, you know, when electricity is being pulsed through or internet signal and whatnot. Once I've done that, I can do a couple different things. I'm going to place that on like a mid-range static surface. So when I'm going through my EVP sessions or my EVP sessions, that could be telling me if anything's happening at the same time. This is when, you know, it might be a good idea to get your K2 out, right? I'll put my K2 there, and I'm going to kind of be, you know, K2 isn't flashing, that's good, so, you know, if there's any kind of pulse, if there is a pulse, then maybe look for something that might have caused it. At this juncture, I might also have my EDI. My EDI is going to stay static somewhere. Say if the claims state that something happens in a certain place, I might set the EDI up with some other diagnostic equipment to watch and see what happens in that particular area. It's not a walk-around device. It's not meant for that. It really isn't. It's a data logger. So that's really about it. I just wanted to go over the main kind of thing about that. Somebody had mentioned that I wasn't talking about how to use it. Now you can see right now if this is going up to orange right now, just isn't as I'm sitting here, and the tri-field is also hitting up to the 2.5. If I'm in a house situation during an investigation, there's 2 things I can do here. One, I can ask a question, you know, put that on audio. That's your opportunity, right? Now I'm going to sit back and go, okay, this is going up. Why is that the case, right? So I might want to walk around a little bit and check out what sources of energy and power are happening. You know, it might even take it to the floor. All right? And that's not it. So what I'm going to kind of have to assume here, it's not really a heavy spike, but it did also affect on the tri-field, is that more than likely of any of that, it's probably the computer, it's signals coming through wireless, right? Wi-Fi is a great source of this. So that's just the basics, right? when you're doing a base read, take a sweep of a room, midpoint, high point, low point, walls, and electrical sourcing. And if you can, start with something like a tri-field or something a bit more moderate. If you only have a K2, which a lot of teams do, just think about what the source is behind it and use that as your base. If this room, is obviously going to have a certain level of radiant EMF anyway, right? Because of having computer and fan or something like that going off all the time. Whereas if I'm in a barn, there probably wouldn't be a great source of it. So if you're in the middle of a barn at night and your K2 is spiking red and your tri-field is at 60 milligauss, then you really got to think about it. Maybe there's a power line that's not grounded properly, or you have a poltergeist walking through your head. So, thanks.